It's Sunday, April the 2nd, 2017, and we are in Mumbai. This is Farah Shroff interviewing Nina Saudef.
Sawhney.
Sawhney.
Sawhney, you can say.
Sawhney. Nina, welcome to the Parsi Women's Oral HerStory project.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about your childhood?
Yeah, I was born in Bombay, and we were living in Mumbai. I had three younger siblings, and the youngest was a brother.
Ah.
So, and we were three sisters. So we were like not that well off, middle class, and we were like happy family, more or less happy.
Yes, as happy as we can be with the little troubles we have sometimes.
Yeah, and we just grew up that way. But at some stage, my two sisters went off with my Masi.
Oh,
Yeah.
to live with her.
Yeah, to live with her because my father suffered a loss in the business.
Oh.
Yeah. So she came and she took two of them away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that
then-
helped your family.
Yeah. And then at some stage again after some time they came back. So we were like separated, and the youngest brother was born 10 years after me. So he was like a pampered kid. And we were three sisters. Now one sister's passed on,
Hmm.
and my brother's not that much in touch with me now due to some dispute, and so my sister and myself, two of us are very close.
How nice.
Yeah.
How nice. And where does your sister live?
She lives in Mumbai also.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet. So this is your home. You were born and brought up in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Lovely. And can you talk a little bit about your childhood?
Yeah, childhood was good, like ordinary childhood, no much. Okay, like, what can I say? My mother used to go off and on a little. She used to go mental sometimes, a little mental. So that time, it was tough for my father to look after us. And that's where my Masi used to come and help a little bit. And then later on, it was like I was in a school. My sisters were not in the same school. They were in different schools when they came back from. My youngest sister was in the village for some time, Rajpipla.
Where is that village?
It's in Gujarat.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Rajpipla.
Ah.
My village actually is very close to Rajpipla. It's a teeny little village called Kumesgam. There's just two Parsi families in that village.
Wow.
Yeah, so my grandfather was like a big landlord of that place.
Same.
And the Jamindar, and he used to own all that land.
Wow.
But my father was from an extremely poor family.
So it was your maternal side that had the wealth.
So it was like that.
Hmm.
And then later on, of course, everything was. I think once you come to Bombay, everything evens out. Once they came to Bombay, you know how it is. Everything just evened out.
How nice.
Yeah. So, what else, Farah? What do you?
So talk a little bit about your life later on. I know you got married, you
Yeah.
got children.
Yeah. So later on, when I finished college and was working, then I got married to, of all people, a Sardarji.
A love marriage.
Yeah, love marriage, and he had come down from Delhi just for a few months, and then we met, and then he's not left Delhi and not left Mumbai since the last 50 years.
Ah, you've been married
44 years. We've been married 44 years.
Wow.
More than 44 years.
Congratulations.
So yeah. So we have these two beautiful children. And like we don't have any specific religion, like just normal people. Spiritual I am. I think even my husband is to some extent. I'm more into like no religion, but more into being like energy and spiritual stuff and all that, but not that much into the Zoroastrian faith. but into all faiths. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I believe you have to be a good human being. That's what the Zoroastrian faith is about. So it is boils down to all are one. All religions are one.
So what is your spiritual path?
See, the spiritual path is I don't know, but it is not Zoroastrianism. I have more of an inkling to read the Gita and more spiritual books, all sorts of like angelic books and things like that. And I have more knowledge about the Gita, about the Hindu religion than about Zoroastrianism. But I believe at the end of the day they're all the same. So everything sounds the same to me.
The different roads to the same
Yeah,
door.
yeah. To the same path. Different paths to the same goal. So that is what it is.
So you have a daily practice?
No, I have a practice of waking up and meditating for a few minutes and just being very silent, meditating. But it's not rigid. It's nothing like I have to do anything. Just have to be peaceful and go with it, whichever way I do it. I have done Vipassana, I have done lots of different meditations, but it's not any one thing.
So your path is a meditative path. That's an important part of what you do.
Yeah. And I do a lot of healing when I'm even like in the morning. I keep on like saying Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavan to heal the earth, heal the waters, more like that. More of healing all the elements.
Om Loka
Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
That's it. This is one of your mantras.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So this is a huge part of who you are. These Hindu
yeah.
practices, some of the Buddhist practices. Yeah.
Basically, just being peaceful, and I'm like finding it very difficult. Like by nature, I'm a Virgo and I'm very critical minded. By nature, I used to be. So I find it extremely difficult to like not judge people. And I keep reminding myself, stop judging, and again the judgment kicks in all the time. So that is one of my major practices, like stop judging that person. Just let it go, let it go, let it go. Majorly that's one of my this things practices, like trying to bring myself back to the consciousness. Let that person be. Just let everybody do what they want. Do not judge. Very difficult for me.
For most people.
No, but for me especially, how critical Virgos are, and they want everything their way, and they think they're too, like, they think that everything has to be perfect around them, and it's not going to happen ever. But they think it can happen. So I think, yeah, it will happen. And that's how it is. I try nowadays, how can I respect people more? And it just sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like, oh, again? It comes in the face, oh, you didn't, like, again you didn't respect that person. And then again I sit down and I work it out. And again the next day it happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
But these are all steps on the path of becoming more whole.
That's my major thing. Rest of the stuff all is under control, but I don't have other issues except judging people. Major.
It sounds like you've come a long way then.
Yeah, I'm trying, but trying.
And you have a guru who helps you on this path.
Yeah, the guru is there, but he's not in the physical body anymore. It's just, it comes in the dreams, or he comes and helps whenever I really, really need it. But he's always there. I mean, he's always around me. So I can call for help. Very often I call for protection from Gayatri Devi. and I say the Gayatri Mantra a lot, because I feel that really, if you're out on the road or if you're out traveling and that Gayatri Mantra is just woven around me, so she's there to protect me, and of course the Guru is always there, always, so that's good.
And how did you come to learning these practices? What was the initial attraction and
Initially,
introduction?
initially what happened was I just read the book autobiography of a yogi,
Oh.
and from that book he led me to my Guru. He said, I'm not your Guru. Like, he had a conversation with me and he said, I'm not your Guru, but that's how Satya Sai Baba came in my life.
Wow.
And from there on, there was no looking back. I mean,
So the conversation with Yoga Paramahansa
yeah.
was a meditative conversation, not
No,
a
it was
physical.
like
You
it
met
was,
him physically?
No, never. But the book was in front of me. All those his gurus were there, and I was sitting on the floor talking to them. So then
Amazing, yeah.
and then they said. So then immediately after I read the book, somehow some circumstances arranged themselves, and Baba entered my life. And after that, of course, there was no looking back. Like after that, it was one lesson after the other, quick.
You feel like you've been called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was trying to tell you. It went off.
Sorry.
After some time, it just went off. I think 2-3 minutes back. Maybe
No,
they
we're still
don't-
it's still on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no problem. You can
Okay.
keep talking, don't worry.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is it. And I tried introducing my kids to him. He did meet them. My son was initially, they were like into Baba, but later on they said, no, it's not for me. My son, he's got some issues. He said, no, my path is different. So that's fine.
So your kids don't follow the same path exactly.
No, maybe my daughter does in her heart, but it's not that they express themselves that way. She doesn't express herself, and he's just gone off due to his own personal things.
And so did they get a chance to explore both of the religions of their parents?
No, they never got a chance to explore any of the religions, except they were only exposed to Baba. They were not exposed to Zoroastrianism, because I myself didn't know how to, what was this thing about Zoroastrianism. I couldn't understand the language, and there was nobody to explain it to us when they were growing up. So Zoroastrianism didn't come into the picture, and Sikhism also did not come, because we didn't live with the kids didn't live with their grandparents, so there was very little exposure from that side also. So they just followed like a general path of just being good human beings, and that was it.
Okay.
There was I just was teaching them how to be good.
And so in terms of your connection to being a Parsi, is that a deep part of you, or is it a smaller part of you?
It's not a deep part of me, unfortunately. I have many Parsi friends, plenty, and I'm in touch with many people, many Parsis, grown up with them, but it's nothing. It's not about the religion. It's just about how funny they are and how cute they are, and they're generous, and they're like ever willing to meet up, and it's all about that.
Yes.
And they're just good. They're just good people generally.
Yes.
They're generally fun and good and always happy to meet you. But we don't talk much about the religious part. No. And neither do the kids get exposed to any of that.
So do you go to Agyaris or
Agyaris?
Atashkarams ever?
Very rare. Nowadays, very rare.
Okay.
So I don't go to. Sometimes, the other day I took my grandson, who's like a Mathur, and I took him to a fire temple.
Oh, wonderful.
I made him wear a Parsi cap,
Oh.
and showed him the well, and the Dasturji met him and talked to him and gave him the water from the well, and Really, we burned some sandalwood and all that, but I'm not even sure if we're allowed to enter the fire temple. But I just took it.
Yeah, so many rules.
Yeah, too many rules.
Mhm.
And this was a tiny one in a building. The fire temple is in a building complex, so it was not like in. Should I say where?
Oh, you no.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So it was a more or less a tiny little fire temple. So not a big famous one like that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice, sweet.
So, if you were to share some of your life's lessons
Okay.
from the different influences you've had, from your
Okay.
family, your culture, your
Okay.
upbringing, your education, what would be some of those lessons?
You know, the lessons, Farah, I feel like at the end of the day, I have a huge family from my husband's side, Punjabis and Sardars, and basically I get along with each and every one of them. So I'm very, like, we have good relationship with each and every one of them. So the lesson is how to get along with people. My mother's side of the family, I don't have that close a relationship now. After getting married and being married for 44 years, I'm not that much close to that side of the family. I got more involved, like I think I evolved myself more into my husband's style of, family. So basically, I get along. The lesson is how to be good with everybody, and just ride the wave, like it's okay, all the sister-in-laws, huge family, and brother-in-laws and cousins and nephews and nieces, and so it's good how to just get along with my children's in-laws and that sort of stuff. Just be non-judgmental at the end of the day. Yeah.
With everybody.
Yeah,
as much
with
as you can.
everybody as much as I can.
Mhm.
And there's some people on my mother's side who I did not really like, so I just dropped, like without any issue, without any conversation, without letting them know. I just dropped some people. It was just like go. It was not meant for me. They were not meant for me, so I just let them go, and that was it. So I'm at a place where I'm surrounded by people who everybody's good, friendly.
You cut the other ones out.
Yeah, they're gone.
And how was that, a formal cut or?
No, just a decision at the back of my head that I just drifted away. I can't even say I cut anybody off. I just drifted away from some people.
But it
That's
was a decision you made.
Yeah, at the back of my head, I said, these are not for me. Finished, and there was nothing formal. All good. Like even if I meet some of those people, I'm like very like, hi, all good, all good. They don't even know that
Wow.
way. Yeah.
But you don't spend any time with
No.
them. So you made a really conscious decision
Yeah.
to surround yourself with people you have good relationships
Good
with.
vibes. Yeah, I want good vibes in my life. So mostly I spend time with people who I think I respect them and I want to be around such people. So that's it.
And when you did that, when you made that decision, was that a difficult one for you?
No. It was just like just getting into it, like just following like into a stream, like you just follow the stream and it just happened. That way. Nothing.
That's quite unusual.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I didn't have major with anybody.
So to be able to make that decision took a certain amount of courage on your part.
I guess. Not like, I just guess I knew that these are the people for me and these are not the people for me.
And you didn't
That's
feel
it.
any loss?
No loss, no loss, because at the end of the day you're surrounded by people who you like and who you want to be with, so what's the loss?
And are you now surrounded with blood relatives or friends or both? Or what's the choice that you made?
I'm surrounded by friends also, quite a few blood relatives from you know, my sister, my husband's sisters, uh, my sister-in-laws, all those kind of nephews and nieces, and all people who I love.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. So maybe if you would sum up that lesson, it's surround yourself with people
Yeah,
that you
who
love.
are peaceful and who you love and who you're comfortable with, and just don't get into any other conversations or any stuff which sounds negative to you. Just forget about it. So that's how it goes, you know. There's no politics in any of my relationships now.
Wow.
Yeah,
They're clean.
yeah, they're all clean. Like there's nothing. I don't get into any politics or controversy at all.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's a pretty evolved state, right?
Yeah,
Took you some time to get there?
Yeah, it takes time. Yeah. It took time, but it's good now. It's good.
So if you were to talk about just one of your regular days, how does it start from morning to the end of the day?
Oh, regular days, I sit with myself a lot. Then I spend time with my husband. My grandson comes home every day from school, so we have a very like intimate relationship. We talk about all the stuff, and I try to teach him how to be a good human being now.
Aww.
So he's only 7. And my other 2 grandchildren do not live in town, so I go often to meet them, and then I have a good relationship with my son, daughter-in-law, talk to them that way. I do whatever, like I go to the gym, I do whatever works for me and makes me happy.
You're very free.
Yeah, I'm free. I try to be healthy now. So I concentrate on making myself and my husband get a better healthy lifestyle.
What do you do to be healthy?
Oh, try to have the, sort of proper food, like living food, try. And just try to work out little bit that way. And don't abuse my body with like stuff like alcohol or tobacco or all that stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Beautiful. So if you were to sum up the place where you have arrived in your life,
Okay.
what would you say? I am
peaceful. I'd say I'm peaceful. I'm healthy. I'm motivated. I love nature, so I'm like with my plants and with my, I love to recycle all my garbage, so I'm into that. I'm into the environment. I love meeting people who are doing stuff for the environment, and just being whatever little we can do, like in our life, and helping people who are doing something for the environment. Just do that. I'm in touch with a lot of people who are working for the environment. I used to earlier be quite an activist, but I'm not, like now I'm a peaceful activist.
So what kind of environmental activism were you doing?
We used to be like Clean Mumbai Foundation, Clean Sweep, stuff like we're trying to segregate garbage and trying to work out something to do with the wet garbage. I was very much into vermiculture, earthworms.
Which culture?
Vermiculture, earthworms.
Composting.
Yeah, and I do composting. In fact, at this moment, our entire building, which is 53 flats, all of us, we give all our wet waste for composting. And
where does it go? Who uses the compost?
it comes back to us. The final product comes back to us. There is a agency that carries away they come to our building every day. They compost on site.
Wow.
And yeah.
With worms?
No, not with worms. With sawdust and with like a machine
Okay.
that breaks down, and they mix it with the friendly bacteria, and after 15 days they come back and give the compost back to us.
15 days is all it takes?
No, yeah, that's all. That's all it takes,
Wow.
yeah. And they come and they give it back to us. So the entire building does that. We have a contract for the whole year.
What do you do with the
We
compost
have
when you get it?
we use it in I use it in my home, and we have a garden, sort of a garden, and anybody wants it can use it.
So it goes directly back into planting.
It goes back into
plants.
the soil, yeah.
Mm.
And we
How
try
did you talk your neighbors into doing that? You
no,
live
no,
with
no.
a...
Yeah. It just happened. In the building meeting, the society meeting, we just I said it has to be done. That's the least we can do for this crazy city of Mumbai. And I tried to talk to more people about it. If it happens, somebody understands, they come and see the thing and they like it, it will happen that way.
So your leadership has been quite meaningful.
Yeah, we've been trying for years. In fact, we had this group called Clean Sweep, and for years, and before that, a Clean Mumbai Foundation trying to do something, but you know how it is. Yeah. You live in a city like Mumbai, where people are not that conscious. They're becoming more conscious now. So it will work out eventually.
So being an environmental activist was an important part of your life.
Yeah. For many years.
Mm.
And that is it.
Mm. And now?
Now also, but not that aggressive a way. Earlier we used to go to parks and set up a vermi bin and show people and keep on talking to clubs and schools and colleges. Now not that. Now I think the other younger people are doing it. So that's good. People are talking schools and all. It will happen.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's good you talked about that part of your life because you hadn't mentioned it up until now.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you've kept a little bit hidden that you would like to talk about?
I used to, for some years, I used to be a Balvika's teacher for the followers of Satya Sai Baba. Used to be a teacher, a spiritual, for more than 10 years. And that was good. And I still have some of my students who have become professional doctors and lawyers and all that. So that's really one good part also.
You're like a mentor to them.
Yeah.
Spiritual mentor or a guide.
Yeah. Some of the kids still keep calling or coming over that way. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Nina, is there anything else that you would like to add about your life, your wisdom, your lessons?
I think that's it, Farah. I think it's good. All is good. Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll chant the Gayatri Mantra at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Thank you Farah for giving me this beautiful opportunity.
It was my pleasure, Nina. Thank you so much.
Thank you, lovely, lovely.